Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody this morning? Everybody's joining in. How is everybody? Good morning. I hope you are having a great Saturday morning and everybody got a lot of rest last night. Hope everybody did good. Hi, everybody. Everybody's joining in. Good to see you this morning. How are you? Oh, Karina. Karina, you have not missed one thing. I think you've done every cooking show. Make sure you take lots of pictures from Miss Kimberly and send it to me. Hope everybody had a great night last night and did some fun things at home. Hi, Sierra. How are you, sweetie? Everybody's joining in this morning. Nothing like getting up early in the morning and making your own breakfast. And today, as most of you know, we're making homemade blueberry muffins. Yes, so yummy in the morning. So let's all start. Let's get going, and let's start with washing our hands. Make sure everybody washes your hands. Okay, and again this morning, my sous chef Avery is sound asleep, so it's just Miss Kimberly and Chester. Hi. Oh, Maddie, that's you, Maddie. Hi, sweetheart. How are you, honey? I did not know that was you, Maddie. You're going to make some blueberry muffins with Miss Kimberly this morning? So happy. Okay, everybody has nice, clean hands. All right. So, what I want you to do is first go turn your, oh, good morning, Drew. How are you? I hope you and Duke had a great evening last night and you did some fun things at home. Good morning, good morning. I hope everybody's enjoying some hot chocolate this morning or a cup of coffee or some hot tea. Just fun to wake up and have something nice and cozy in the morning. That's Miss Kimberly's favorite word. Cozy, cozy, cozy. Cozy, cozy. Oh, Chester is in the bedroom snoozing away. I don't know what's going on with Chester, but he is having these full-on dreams that he is kicking and moving and singing. He honestly thinks he's on Broadway. I don't know what it is. So he's either choreographing in his sleep or he thinks he's on the stage. He's just having these crazy dreams at night, and I just got to let him sleep in the morning because he's so exhausted because of whatever he's dreaming about, whether he's on Broadway or he's remembering when he was Toto in the Wizard of Oz. I talked about that last night at bedtime story time, and I posted pictures so you can see Chester in the Wizard of Oz, and I think he's reminiscing about being on stage, and he's missing that. He's really missing that. So, and I'm missing it too. That's why Miss Kimberly's so excited. I want to get back to dance, and we're going to do that on live classes starting next week. And we're moving forward, and we're going to think positive that we are going to have a show because this show must go on. Yes, absolutely. So let's get going. Let's start with our homemade blueberry muffins. Turn your oven on 400 degrees right now. So it starts heating up. So you want your oven at 400 degrees. So everybody go and do that. Next, make sure you have your mixing bowl. Do you know how many years Miss Kimberly's had this mixing bowl? This was my mother's. This was Joy Mary. That's my mama's name. And I talked to her this morning. I was telling her about all the things I've made in this bowl here, including mashed potatoes. So the first thing we're going to do is take flour, all-purpose flour, and I want you to do 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Can see everybody see me? Okay. Sometimes that angle is a little scary. Miss Kimberly's like, woo! Okay. 1.5 cups and put it in your mixing bowl. Okay. Everybody have that done? Next, we want to do 3 cups of sugar. So just get regular sugar. Okay. I'm sorry, 3/4. Did I say 3/4 cup? 3/4 cup of sugar. That's Kimberly's old-fashioned mixing, measuring that I've had forever. I get attached to all my cooking stuff, and then Miss Kimberly. I've had this forever and ever and ever. Oops, a little bit too much. You want to make sure you're right at 3/4 cup. Still a little bit too much. Okay, there we go. Okay. Kathy, you're joining us from Nebraska. We were just talking about Joy Mary, your friend, my mama. My mom and I have, Kathy is our friend. And she lives in Nebraska. Oh boy, I just made a mess there. We made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Okay, so 3/4 cup of sugar. I told you Miss Kimberly is a messy cook, right? Okay, next you're going to do 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon, so find your half a teaspoon of salt. Okay? Half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon, and put that in. So far we've done the flour and we've done the sugar. We've done 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of sugar, and we did a half a teaspoon of salt. The next thing we're gonna do is our baking powder. Everybody have your baking powder? And we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. The simplest recipe ever. 2 teaspoons, so find your teaspoon. And you wanna do 2, what do I have here? Yeah, okay. See how I do that? So 1, just kind of, there you go, and 2. Perfect. Okay. So we did 1.5 cups of flour, 3/4 cups of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Kind of mix that up just a little bit. Okay. Next, we're going to take vegetable oil, and we're going to do 1/3 cup. So find your 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. Okay. Got your vegetable oil. There you go. Pour it in. Okay. 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. Put that in. There you go. How's everybody doing so far? So simple. Okay. Our egg. Our 1 egg. Everybody's been practicing with the one hand. Let's see how everybody does today. 1 hand. Voila. Okay. Throw that away. Let's come in and use a cup of our coffee. So good. Okay, now get your milk out. I have to go get the milk out of the fridge. Okay. Get your milk out. Get 1/3 cup, measuring cup. Okay. And pour the 1/3 cup of milk. So let's go through our ingredients. I'll put my milk away, so I'll be right back. Okay, so what we've done 1.5 cups of flour. We did 3/4 of sugar. I'm saying a little bit because I spilt my sugar. So I'll add just a little bit more. Miss Kimberly kind of plays around. So 3/4 cups of sugar. We did 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We did yes, I'll slow down. Okay, Karina wants me to slow down, so let's slow down. So 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So everybody has that? So it's 1.5 cups. The next thing is 3/4 cups of sugar. Okay? Then we do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We did 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. We did 1 egg, and we did 1/3 cup of milk. So Karina, are you caught up, honey, before we go on? Yes? Okay. Next, take your mixer, or you can hand mix it. It doesn't have to be an electric mixer. And mix all that together. This is your batter. Okay, so Miss Kimberly's playing with hers, and mine is a little too clumpy, and you don't want it that clumpy, okay? So I'm gonna add a little bit more milk to mine. All right? I'm gonna probably add another 1/3 of a cup of milk to mine, because you don't want it, you want it like a smooth batter, almost like the pancake mix, okay? So that's a better texture. Much better. Oh yes, perfect. play with your measurements. That's why Miss Kimberly, a lot of times I don't use measuring cups. I just kind of guess it because you want it this consistency. Okay, so if it's too lumpy, add about a 1/3 cup more of milk, and let's try that. But this is perfect consistency right here for blueberry muffins. Okay, the next thing I'm doing now, you can do any type of whatever you would like inside of your muffin. You can do chocolate chips and do chocolate chip muffins if you want. You can do blueberries, which we're doing today. I've known people who've done cranberry. They've added a banana in there. So if you want to add a banana, you can add a banana for a banana flavor. So whatever you want to add to your mixture, add it, okay? You can do raspberries, just whatever you want to put in there. So I'm going to put a cup of blueberries in mine, okay? So I got my fresh blueberries, and Trader Joe's has the best blueberries, and they're priced really well, I think. They have a lot of blueberries. And again, if you like chocolate chip muffins, put some chocolate chips in there. Be creative. Okay, so Miss Kim was putting her blueberries in, but I'm actually going to do, because I like a lot of blueberries in mine, I'm going to do 2 cups. There you go. I love blueberries. My favorite. And they're good for your brain. Did you know that? Brain power. I always tell my dad that. Eat blueberries and make them blueberry pie all the time. It's good for your brain. Okay, I want you to see this, how great this is. Look at, can you see that? That's the perfect consistency right there for blueberry muffins. Now, how easy was that to make these blueberries? I'm gonna wash my hands again, I'll be right back. Okay? Okay, washing my hands. So, let's go through all of our ingredients one more time because we have a lot of people joining us late. The simplest blueberry muffin recipe to make. 1.5 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. 3/4 cup of sugar. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. 1 egg. And 1/3 cup of milk. But in my recipe today, I did not like the consistency, so I did 2 1/3 cups of milk today in my recipe. Okay? So the next thing you're going to do is take your muffin tins. You see your muffin tins? And your little cups, and put them in here. Now, if you don't have these in your house, you can spray a little Pam inside of there and just put your muffins right directly in there. Miss Kimberly's got to make some room here. So move this over. Got to get a few more. Okay. Now I'm going to show you 2 different toppings. We're going to make a topping next. And you don't have to make the topping if you don't want to. Okay. Let me get a spoon. All right. And then take your blueberries and put them inside. And you want to fill it up about halfway, like a 1/2 cup or maybe a little bit more. They will rise, so keep that in mind. Oh, this is perfect. How's everybody doing? Okay, what's the mix supposed to look like? Like this. Do you see it? See how drippy that is right now? It's not runny, but then it's not clumpy either. See? That's the mixture right there as you see it going in. So is that what yours looks like? Yes? Oops. Okay. Yes? Emma's joining us. Hi, Emma. How are you? Oh, this is perfect. That's your consistency right there. You can see Miss Kimberly. This is such a nice treat to have for breakfast. Make some hot cocoa, serve it with it. Goes great with a cup of coffee in the morning. Did everybody enjoy their pancakes yesterday? It should make 12. Should make 12 muffins. And if you want to make more, if you're having some guest over, you double the recipe. And then you can get 24 out of it. But this will make 12 muffins. How's everybody doing? This is perfect. Okay. Almost done with mine. Getting it all in there. Avery loves blueberry muffins. her favorite. No, Miss Kimberly's a little messy, right? When I cook a little bit more. I'm going to use every bit. There you go. And voila. Okay. One thing I like to do, because I think it gives it a good presentation, I'm going to wash my hands again, is I like to take some more blueberries, because I have extra blueberries left over. And what I like to do, I'm going to dry my hands here. I take the blueberries. I'm going to show you what I do here. I'm going to lift this up so you can see. And what I like to do, I add just a few on top. Okay, do you see how I'm doing that? Just a few like this. Okay. There you go. That's what I do. It makes it pretty because it bakes around the blueberries. Around them. And it just kind of pretty presentation. Now, what I'm going to do next, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to add a topping. I'm going to do half of mine with a topping and half without a topping. Okay? And what I mean by topping, so some of them I'm going to use just because I like a little bit of glitter. On 6 of them, I'm just going to put this on top. You don't have to use this, but I just kind of like how it turns out. It gives it a little glistening. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Hold on. I'm going to flip this 1 second. Hold on. Flip. Okay. See? And that's going to give it just a little bit of glistening. That one's a little too full, but that's okay. So I have 6 that have this little sparkles on it. Right? Now, let's make a topping for the other 6. And this is a good topping if you like cinnamon. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to take a 1/4 a cup of butter, which is 4, you'll see it on your butter. So 1/4 a cup of butter. Hold on 1 second here. I need to clean up a little bit. Can't be that messy of a cook, right? Okay, so I have my 1/4 of a cup of butter here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of the paper here. And then I'm going to make little cubes. Okay. So what I've done is make little cubes of butter. Do you see that? Little cubes here. There you go. Okay. Just cut them up any way. Just make them into little squares, little cubes. And I'll show you as soon as I'm done here what it looks like. And this is only if you want a topping on it. Some people don't like a topping on the blueberry muffin. They just like the blueberry muffin. But let me show you here. See the cubes there? So I got all those cubes cut up. 1/4 cup. I'm going to put it in a little bowl. Okay, so that's in the little bowl. I'm going to take 1/3 cup of sugar. Hold on 1 second. Oh, where's all my... Oh, there we go. Okay. So 1/3 cup of sugar, and this is only if you want a topping. You do not have to do a topping on your muffins. Okay. And I'm putting my sugar into the bowl. Voila. And keep that measuring cup out. Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to do a 1/2 cup. I'm sorry. A 1/2 cup of sugar. So add more. Sorry about that. Should be a 1/2 cup. I told you wrong. Yep, I told you wrong. Okay. 1/2 cup of sugar. 1/3 cup of flour. So get your flour out. This is only if you want a topping. You do not have to do a topping. Okay. Got my flour there. Come on. Okay. Put that in there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and then 1.5 teaspoons, if you like cinnamon, you don't have to put cinnamon in it, but if you want cinnamon, you can just do it like this, and just have the sugar crumble with it. But if you like cinnamon, do 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay. But if you don't have cinnamon, don't worry about it. Miss Kimberly's like, guessing, because I don't really use measuring stuff. But we're going to guess here. Okay, there you go. So that's all the ingredients that are in there. So let's go through that. If you want a topping on your muffins, you're going to do 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of flour. You are going to do cut up 1/4 cup of butter in cubes, cut up, and 1.5 teaspoons of your cinnamon. Now wash your hands again because we're going to put our hands and mix this all up. So wash your hands. How's everybody doing? Everybody's doing good today. These are going to taste so good. Make sure your oven's nice and hot at 400 degrees right now, okay? All right. Who's joining in? Everybody's joining in this morning. How is everybody? Okay, since everybody's joining in, get a pen and piece of paper, and let's go through all the ingredients to make your blueberry muffins so you all know. So pen and piece of paper, because we're at the last stage. Okay, you got one? So the muffin mix is 1.5 cups of flour. So write that down, 1.5 cups of flour, 3/4 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, got that? 2 teaspoons of baking powder, okay? I want the baking powder. 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, 1 egg, and 1/3 cup of milk. Now, I added more milk today. Because it was just not runny enough. You don't want it runny, but you also don't want it too thick. So kind of play with the consistency. If you need to add more milk, do, but play with it. All right, and then I added blueberries. And again, you don't have to add blueberries. You can do chocolate chip muffins. You can add some bananas to it, banana muffins, and put a little bit of walnuts on the top. Okay, so here's my mixture for the topping. And I'm going to mix it all in, and it makes a crumble topping. So just mix it with your fingers all together. And this is how you make a crumble topping. And this can go on an apple pie. We can do a homemade apple pie. Would everybody like that? Miss Kimberly has a really yummy recipe for homemade apple pie. We should do that. Okay. And this is like the consistency that I get it. You see? It's like a crumble. Crumble topping. And again, you do not have to put this topping on your blueberry muffins. It's fine not to. Oh, this is perfect. Just mix it all in. Just kind of play with it. Yummy. Look at that. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, wash my hands again. All right, and get a spoon out. So the six of them, I just put little sparkles on them, the top of them. And then the rest, I'm going to put the crumble mixture. Okay. And again, this is optional. And I'll show you what I'm doing here. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to flip it. You see how I'm doing the crumble? I'm just taking it, putting on the top. I don't have my sous chef here, so it's hard to film and cook at the same time. And this crumble mix that I gave you, it's for all 12. But I did half plain, and I added a little bit of the sparkles. You see how I did that? See how I did that? But I'll tell you a little secret. Do you see how I have this left over here? You see that? Okay. You know what I would do with that? Since you have it left over? I would make our pie crust. Go back and make your pie crust that Miss Kimberly gave you that recipe for. Your pie crust for our chocolate cream pie. Roll it out. Lay this on top. Roll the pie. Cut it. Bake it at 350. You have homemade cinnamon rolls, which we'll make that too one day. Okay. Okay. Voila. Oops, they're going to blueberry. See that? All right. Hold on 1 second. We're going to flip again. There is our muffins. See what a messy cook Miss Kimberly is? But that's okay. As long as they taste good, right? And I'm going to put them in there. Yes. See? Okay. Shut that. All right. So that is how you make blueberry muffins. Now you're going to bake those. I'm going to wash my hands again. You're going to bake those for 25 minutes at 400 degrees for 45 minutes at 400 degrees. And then you want to take them out. You can put a little melted butter on them. It tastes so good. Again, you don't have to put blueberries. You can, if you like chocolate chips, you can make some chocolate chip muffins. That's your mixture of any muffin you want to make. You just add what you want to put in it. Okay. I've known people to do cranberries. People like cranberries, and they put cranberries in there. But do you see how simple that is? I mean, and that only took us like 20 minutes to put together. And instead of buying pre-mixed blueberry muffins, you just made homemade fresh blueberry muffins. Does anybody have any questions for me today? This morning, it's supposed to be in the oven for 25 minutes. You bake it for 25 minutes in the oven. Any other questions? How are they turning out? How's everybody's look? Was the consistency good? Did it look good? Yes? Okay, now in the actual muffin mix, because I did two things. As I did the muffin mix, 3/4 cups of sugar. So let's go through everything again. So let's write it down. 1.5 cups of flour. This is for your muffin. 1.5 cups of flour. Oh, good, Karina. I'm glad it looks good. 3/4 cups of sugar. Yep. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. 1/3 cup of milk. Did I say the 1 egg? Did I skip that? 1 egg. Now, mine was not, I didn't like the texture, so I added another 1/3 cup of milk. So kind of play with your texture. You can start with 1/3 of a milk, and if it's too clumpy, add a little bit more milk till it gets a nice smooth consistency to it, okay? And then the topping, if you want a crumble topping on it, which we did half plain, and I added a little bit of sparkles because it looks pretty when it comes out. And then I did half with the crumble topping. And the crumble topping is real easy to make. You take 1/4 of a cup of butter and you cut it up into squares, little tiny squares. Then you take 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of flour, and 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then you just knead it and mix it all together, and it makes a perfect little crumble topping. And that crumble topping can be used on homemade apple pie too, if you want a crumble topping. And I sprinkled it on 6 of the muffins, and they are in the oven and they're baking for 25 minutes on 400 degrees. Okay, good. Any more questions? Everybody get the recipe down? Oh, and I added a cup of blueberries. Actually, I added 2 cups of blueberries because I like extra blueberries. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Oh, Madison, you joined us, honey. Don't forget, we're going to save this video. It'll be on our live feed on the Dance Studio 111. So if you are joining us late, the recipe is there, and cook with us, okay? Today, we have class with Avery and Bella at 12:30. It's a contemporary class. It's going to be a really good class. And don't forget, I'm making all those personal phone calls today and tomorrow to all of our parents of Dance Studio 111 family. We are going back to dance next week, live online classes for all of our students because we have a show the end of May and the show will go on. So we have a lot to get done and I'm excited and we're going to get through this together. Don't forget tonight, 8 o'clock, bedtime story time, Angelina Ballerina. Take pictures today of you cooking. You have to take pictures because I love to post your pictures on my Facebook, on our Instagram. I just love having these memories with you, and it keeps Miss Kimberly connected to you because I haven't been able to see any of you, and I miss all your beautiful, sweet faces and your kind hearts. I miss you all so much. So take lots of pictures and post, tag Dance Studio 111. We're going to have a fun Saturday. Get lots of rest this weekend. I'm kind of playing with some recipes for tomorrow. I think we're going to probably do it dinner tomorrow, but let me play with some recipes and come up with something fun tomorrow. Sunday night dinner, but we'll see. Maybe we'll do something in the morning. We'll see. But everybody, have a great day. Class at 12:30. Cozy bedtime story at 8 o'clock. Love and miss you all. Bye. Have a great Saturday.